Hi, my name is Jamie. I'm a Senior Solution Architect here at Domo. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to use Domo and Snowflake to improve audience engagement and content performance for media and entertainment professionals by analyzing ad campaign effectiveness. Domo enhances the power of your existing Snowflake data stack. The integration of Domo and Snowflake allows customers to connect, enrich, prepare, transform, analyze, and visualize data all within the Snowflake platform. Domo doesn't replace Snowflake. It adds integration, ETL, and data visualization, meaning managing data is smoother, creating data visualizations is easier, getting actionable insights is faster, and Domo's data solutions scale seamlessly across your ecosystem, leveraging the same security and authorization controls defined in your Snowflake data cloud. In this example, we're going to show you how you can gain better insights into audience engagement and content performance by analyzing ad campaign metrics and effectiveness. The media and entertainment industries thrive on understanding audience preferences and delivering engaging content. With Domo and Snowflake, you can integrate ad campaign performance data, social media analytics, and audience engagement metrics into a unified platform. This allows you to see how ad campaigns drive audience behavior and content success. AI-driven analytics empower media companies to optimize ad placements, refine content strategies, and enhance audience engagement. For example, by analyzing ad click-through rates and conversion metrics, you can identify which campaigns resonate most with your audience and adjust your content strategy accordingly. Real-time data integration ensures you can act quickly on these insights, improving both operational efficiency and audience satisfaction. Connecting Domo to Snowflake is both simple and secure. The process starts with seamless authentication to Snowflake, ensuring that access permissions align with your organization's policies. Using Domo's API connectors, you can quickly link the data you need, creating a direct pipeline for your data. From there, you can configure automatic updates to keep your datasets fresh without manual intervention. This ensures your Snowflake data remains live and ready to use in Domo. First, let's take a look at how we can connect Domo to Snowflake. Here, I'm logged into one of our demo environments, and we're looking at the data warehouse view, where we can see all of our currently configured Snowflake integrations down the left-hand side. I can click Manage Cloud Integrations, Snowflake, and then Add New Integration. Here I can give my new integration a name, a description, and if I already have credentials configured, I can select them. If I don't, I can add my account, and we use key pair authentication to configure and connect to Snowflake. When we do this integration, there are three options. One is Connect. This gives Domo read capabilities into Snowflake tables and data. There's Native Transform. This takes any ETL jobs and data pipelines that are created in Domo and passes down the SQL to run on Snowflake compute. We'll see an example of this later on. And then write integration. So the ability to have Domo write new data, create new tables on Snowflake's data storage layer. As I have a couple of connections and integrations already configured, I'll use one of these to demo. I can select an integration from the left-hand side. And if I want to add data that I already know exists in Snowflake to make it available in Domo for visualization, data transformation, and analytics, I can select Actions, Connect Datasets. From here, I can start to traverse across the various databases that I have access to on Snowflake. Let's choose my marketing database. I'll then be able to see the various schemas and then the tables that exist on Snowflake. In this example, there's one table in the schema. If there were more, I can bulk add these and make them available within Domo. But by selecting this and then hitting Create Datasets, I'm going to make this data available for downstream processes in Domo. At this point, I can share this data with anyone else in Domo, so my teammates, for example. For now, I'll just leave it for myself. So you'll see there we've got our Snowflake table now connected into Domo. You'll see it ran a few seconds ago. And if I go to the Data tab, I should be able to see all of the data that exists within that data set. We're executing a live query here against Snowflake to pull this preview back. Let me go back to that data warehouse view. So we've shown very quickly there how we can connect and get data from Snowflake, make it available in Domo. Let's assume we don't have that data in Snowflake. We can use one of Domo's pre-built connectors to land new data into Snowflake as a new table and orchestrate that process. Domo has well over 1,000 pre-built connectors to allow you to do this for all of the most commonly used relational database systems, cloud applications, and so forth, especially when it comes to marketing use cases. For example, if I want to connect my GA4 data, we have a pre-built no or low code connector to allow you to query Google Analytics data and to land that into Snowflake. Once the connection to Snowflake is established, the next step is transforming your data to make it analysis ready. One challenge many Snowflake users face is taking raw, unstructured data and prepping it for analytics. Often, this task requires significant engineering resources, which can slow down processes and create bottlenecks. However, if you already have clean data, Domo's powerful data transformation capabilities make it easy to blend it with department-specific data, enrich it with other sources, or pull out specific views. Domo's Magic ETL tool simplifies this process with its drag-and-drop interface, so you can clean, combine, and reshape data without writing a single line of code. The interface is entirely drag-and-drop, designed for ease of use without sacrificing any advanced functionality. The benefit here is empowering business users to take ownership of their data. Instead of waiting on engineering teams or writing complex SQL scripts, users can design and deploy transformations themselves. This doesn't just save time, it creates agility in decision-making. Teams can iterate on their analysis faster, responding to changes in the business with speed and confidence. The result? A faster, more agile approach to turning raw data from Snowflake into actionable insights, all within a single platform. Let's take a quick look at how it works. So let's go in and look at an example data transformation. Here I'm looking at a data transform that takes in 11 inputs from various marketing sources and generates 2 net new outputs for me. I can see the data lineage for this view or for this transform on my lineage tab, so I can see my inputs, my transforms, and my outputs, and which Snowflake warehouse they're being sent to. I can also see the history of executions of when this data flow runs, so I can see when it ran, how long it took, the data outputs as well. If I were to go in and edit this data flow, this is what the view would look like. So this is an edit view of our Magic ETL tool. This is our low, no-code data transformation tool. As you can see, it provides a drag and drop interface that's very business user friendly, very easy to use. If I want to do or perform a transform, it's simply a case of choosing the operation that I want, dragging it onto the canvas. I'll zoom in a little bit here. For example, I can join the various paths up and then configure the step that I want to use down here. This pipeline is already built and is pretty extensive, joining, combining all of the various inputs that we have. We're doing things like joins. In this example, I've got some formulas where we can add inline case statements to add business logic. I can do unions or appends. And you'll notice further along here, we actually also have this SQL tile. So while you have the option of doing everything without writing any code, if you wish, you can drag the SQL tile in and freeform SQL directly in the ETL as well. What's nice about this is you can choose the SQL dialect. So in this case, we have the ability to choose Snowflake SQL, which will directly pass through the SQL and natively execute that on your Snowflake compute layer. You'll notice at the top, there is also the compute option. So as we saw a few minutes ago when I made my connection and integration to Snowflake, if we performed and set up that transform option, this enables us to choose where we run the ETL transform that we've built here against which warehouse that's configured on Snowflake. So this full transformation, Domo will generate SQL code for it, and it will pass it to the selected compute warehouse that we have configured and set up on Snowflake, and Snowflake will run that SQL for us. It will generate a new table or a new output, And then we can choose what that table is called and which schema it should exist in on the data storage layer. Let's move now into the output that we've just generated by running our data transform. Here I can see, again, the overview and data. We saw this tab earlier. Now, if I wanted to create a visualization or a chart, I simply go open with and then open Analyzer. Analyzer is, again, Domo's low, no-code tool for building charts and visualizations. Once I'm loaded into the Analyzer view, I can very easily view all of the dimensions and metrics that I have available to me. You'd also notice that we have calculated fields. These allow us to add dynamic formulas, things like ratios and percentages that we want to run at the visualization layer. More advanced things such as window functions are also supported in this formula builder. So in this example, I want to calculate my cost per click, and so I'm dividing my spend by my clicks. Out of the box, Domo provides you with up to, I believe, over 120 different chart types, everything from data science to gauges to tables, pivot tables, and so forth. If I want to modify the visualization that I have, it's simply a case of dragging and dropping the various metrics and dimensions that I have down my left-hand side onto the X or Y axis. In this case, I'm going to look at my impressions by campaign with date on my X axis. By default, Domo is aggregated at the quarterly level. I can very quickly change that to the month level, for example, and then run a preview. Once I'm happy with my visualization, by naming it, changing the summary number, changing the date grain, or filtering it or sorting it, I can save the chart and it's ready to be placed onto an app. From here, Domo's dashboards and apps bring your data to life. These advanced visualizations update instantly, giving you the power to monitor critical metrics like ROI, conversion rates, cost per acquisition, and content performance all in real time. For media and entertainment organizations, managing disparate data sources like ad platforms, social media, and audience analytics is a common challenge. Domo enables secure and centralized data integration, bringing these sources together into one cohesive view. This streamlined approach allows teams to track how ad campaigns influence audience trends, optimize content strategies, and make timely, data-driven decisions. Let's take a look at an example application created using Domo's App Studio. Here in this example, we have an app created to give us insights into our digital campaign and ad effectiveness. Let me take you through some of the key and core features that App Studio offers before looking at how we can edit and create an app like this. First of all, at the top, we have a Gantt style chart that shows us all of our past and future campaigns and for how long they run, as well as the objective associated with that campaign. We have a small custom application to the side of it that shows us the creatives and imagery that's associated with our campaigns. Scrolling down, we have some of the core KPIs you would expect to see to assess ad campaign performance, such as click-through rate, conversion rate, return on investment, and then associated bar charts where one bar represents a single campaign. Everything on this app is interactive. So if I was to click on a campaign in the top here and filter in to our special blend campaign, you'll see that all of the other charts on the app filter in to show me the KPIs associated with that single campaign. I get the creative imagery and my bar charts and core KPIs adjust accordingly. I can click it again to remove the filter. We can make our apps interactive. In this example, I have a button, and when I click it, I can begin filling in a form to request a new ad campaign to be launched. I can fill in pre-fill selections for my name, department, and so forth. I can attach files and fill in various selection points. When I submit this data, we can store that data in Snowflake. As I scroll down, you'll notice I have some nested tabs. And so if I move into my KPI tab, I have another selection of visualizations. In this example, I'm looking at impressions for the last 12 months, but I can very easily swap that out so that all of the charts show me my return on investment. I can swap out the dimension as well, so instead of looking at channel and source, I look at campaign and ad, for example. As you'd expect, I can filter in on specific campaigns, and specific sources that exist in my Snowflake data. Moving along one more tab, we have what-if analysis. This uses Domo variables to allow end users to dynamically change parameters on the fly and then see the impact. In this example, we're allowing users to adjust the spends of various marketing channels on the fly and see the potential impact on things like revenue, spend, and ROI if those changes were to be made for historical and also future projected data. Finally, we have elements such as tables where we can create summaries. These can be exported and distributed via PowerPoint, email, and Excel, and so forth. If I want to share this app with colleagues or other departments, it's again very straightforward. I can come to Distribute here, and then I can click Share under this menu. Here I can see who currently has access to this application, but if I wanted to share it, for example, with our marketing team, I can very quickly search for the group and select them and share this application with them, along with it all of the underlying data that powers the app as well. Let's take a look at Domo's AI chat capabilities. From any app or dataset, I can open the AI chat interface. This will allow me to ask in natural language questions across the data that exists to power this app or the cards that exist on the page. As a quick example, I will ask our AI chat what my top performing campaigns were last year. Even with a typo in the question, it should be able to figure out what I'm requesting. And of course, this can be configured to leverage Snowflake's Cortex AI to handle the text to SQL operation that happens in the background. You'll see pretty quickly there that it's generated a textual summary to highlight the 3 campaigns that performed best last year based on ROAS. And it's also generated a chart for me to make a visual representation. The chat will also suggest follow-up questions that I could ask against my data based on or something similar to what I had previously asked. To take it further, use Domo's powerful toolkit, Agent Catalyst, to build custom AI agents capable of analyzing data, adapting autonomously, and taking strategic actions without constant oversight. Built with enterprise-grade security and governance, Agent Catalyst lays the groundwork for developing proactive, context-aware AI solutions designed to streamline tasks and optimize processes. Imagine AI agents designed specifically to address the evolving needs of the media and entertainment industries. For example, a content optimization agent that combines ad campaign performance data with audience engagement metrics. This agent could analyze which ad creatives drive the most engagement, recommend adjustments to underperforming campaigns, suggest the content strategies that align with the audience preferences, and incorporate a human-in-the-loop approach by presenting these optimizations to media teams for approval, ultimately to ensure the final decisions remain flexible and informed. By automating these insights, media teams can focus on creating impactful content while ensuring ad campaigns deliver the maximum return on investment. So, to wrap up, Domo integrates seamlessly with Snowflake, turning raw data into actionable insights that drive better decision-making. By combining Snowflake's powerful data storage capabilities with Domo's intuitive visualization and analytics tools, you can unlock the full potential of your data. Whether you're looking to improve efficiency, identify trends, or make data-driven decisions faster, this integration ensures your business has the insights it needs to stay ahead. With Domo and Snowflake, transforming data into meaningful outcomes has never been easier. Visit Domo.com to sign up for a free trial or talk to your Snowflake representative on how to get started.